There was a time I thought any top 9mm would have my back no matter what. All the reviews, the charts, the big claims, they gave me confidence I hadn't earned. Then came the night everything went sideways. The pistol I picked for peace of mind, it jammed when I needed it clean. That moment stripped away every ounce of trust I had in lists and loud experts. Suddenly I realized how many shooters have paid for the same lesson. Quietly, maybe even in the dark, but always with regret. I'm not here to drag brands or claim I'm smarter. I just know what it feels like when stress exposes the flaw nobody warned you about. If you've ever second-guessed a pistol because of something that happened under real pressure, you're not alone. The only way I found what doesn't fail is by getting burned. And the last 2 guns on this list, they changed everything I thought I knew. Texas summer doesn't forgive. By noon, my shirt was glued to my back, sweat pooling under my belt. The kind of heat that turns daily carry into a grind. The Glock 43 XMOS survived all of it. That pistol rode with me through long work days, highway traffic, errands, even a few late-night runs when every shadow felt like a problem. I'd tossed it into the truck, drawn it fast, jammed it back in the holster without ceremony. Never a hiccup, never a jam. But hours in, the slim frame that made the 43 XMOS a dream for concealment started biting back. Grip turned slick with sweat, and every now and then the mag release felt a hair too far. Nothing dramatic, just a little reminder that comfort fades when you're worn thin. Lint found its way under the slide, and more than once I caught myself shifting, wishing for something with just a touch more bulk to grab onto. Most lists rave about specs and clean lines, but they never warn you how a pistol feels after 10 hours pressed against your skin. The 43 XMOS never quit on me. But when the stress built up, it left a mark and made me wonder if comfort and trust ever last at the same time. I've always believed a pistol's real test is how it handles when you hand it to someone who's never read the manual. One weekend, I loaned my P365 X macro to a buddy. Nervous hands, grip all wrong, shooting with gloves, just doing everything the experts warn you about. I stood back expecting jams, limp-wristed failures, maybe a few muttered apologies. Instead, the X macro just ran. Every shot cycled clean, the striker hit every time, and there wasn't a hint of a malfunction, even when a mag hit the ground. No light strikes, no double feeds, no slow returns. The pistol seemed to forgive every rookie mistake, quietly covering for everything that could have gone wrong. Most pistols I've owned punish sloppy handling and remind you fast where your limits are. This one did the opposite. It smoothed over the chaos, turned my buddy's bad habits into just another day at the range, and earned a kind of trust I didn't know I'd lost. That day, I realized I was starting to trust this gun more than myself. But just when I thought I understood what reliability looked like, the next pistol on my list made me question what battle-proven really means. There's an old cop I know from my Texas range days. Retired now, but still built like he could break up a bar fight without spilling his coffee. I met him sweating it out on the steel lanes, his Beretta always close, stories for every scar on his hands. He never bragged, just called it like he saw it. He told me about a muggy night years back, called in for backup, bad lighting, nerves tight, the kind of tension that makes you second-guess your own heartbeat. He drew his M9A1 big and cold in his palm, and for the first time that night, his hands stopped shaking. The full-size frame soaked up recoil. Trigger just kept breaking clean, no matter how fast he had to reload or how slick his palms got. There was chaos all around him, but the gun never stuttered. Every shot landed, every round cycled. Later, hunched over burnt coffee in the corner booth, he finally admitted, "That's the only pistol I've never blamed for my bad days." It stuck with me. Some guns earn respect when you're out of tricks. Not just on the bench, but the next one on my list. That one never cared about legacy, only cold results. Back in June, summer of 2025, with the heat bouncing off Texas asphalt, I picked up the Ruger RXM on a whim. Didn't expect much, it was cheap, felt right in the hand, and the reviews were all over the place. But that first week surprised me. The RXM ran smoother than I figured. Shot straight, felt light, trigger crisp, no issues, no drama. I started to think maybe I'd lucked into a budget sleeper. I even caught myself recommending it to a friend who was looking for something he could trust without breaking the bank. That feeling didn't last. A couple of weeks in, running a defensive drill, the RXM threw its first real tantrum. A light strike, then a jam, right when things got fast and sweaty. Ammo was good. My grip was solid. It just choked, and for the first time, I felt that ugly pit of doubt. Even after I cleared it and ran more rounds through, the moment stuck. Trust, once broken, never really came back. After that, the RXM always felt like a risk I couldn't explain. Not every pistol that starts strong can handle real stress. Regrets the price for shortcuts. There's a gun shop in Austin I've been haunting for years. The owner isn't just another salesman, he's one of the few who will tell me to skip a gun if he knows it's not worth my time. We've swapped stories over coffee, poked fun at AR builds, and I trust his word more than any reviewer online. One afternoon, deep in a chat about rifles, he suddenly nods toward the M9A1 2.0 medal behind the counter. No pitch, just a look that says, "Listen, he tells me most buyers sleep on it, hunting for lighter polymer frames. But the ones who run drills or compete always come back to this. He's seen shooters lose their grip, sweat pouring, hands going numb after hours, but that extra weight in the metal frame keeps the cycling smooth no matter how bad their form gets. It forgives mistakes. Nobody talks about," he said, tapping the slide. "You want something that doesn't quit when you're falling apart." That's it. That stuck with me. This wasn't hype, just the honest respect that comes from watching failures pile up. Except for a few guns that never quit. But if you think trust always comes from weight and reputation, the next pick on my list is about to wreck your assumptions. It was just supposed to be a relaxed day at the range with my old homies, guys I've known forever, the kind you can trade insults with all afternoon and never take it personal. No pressure, just a handful of drills before everyone's scattered back to life. But someone dragged out the shot timer, and suddenly the trash talk got real. My turn, no warm-up, all eyes on me, one of those moments that feels bigger than it should. Halfway through the string, I go for a reload, hands already sweaty from the rush. The mag slips, timer still beeping, and my stomach drops. For a split second, it's panic. Everybody's grinning, but my pride's on the line. PDP's big slides stop, and wide mag will bail me out. I fumble, but the controls are so forgiving. The mag clicks home, and I finish the run. Outwardly, I'm laughing with the guys taking my ribbing. Inside, not so much. I can't shake that shaky relief. Did the PDP really save me? Or did I just get away with one this time? On the drive home, the moment kept replaying. More relief than confidence, and the doubt hung around. Next up is the only pistol I've carried that forced me to trust beyond just features or luck. I mean, the question only got tougher from here. Call it autopilot or just carelessness. But I didn't check my ammo before loading up the Canik TP9 SF Elite that day. Leftovers, some reloads, some old bulk stuff, all mixed together from the bottom of my range bag. My mind was somewhere else. Only noticed once the drill started and the cadence picked up, half expecting a stovepipe, waiting for the gun to choke on the junk I'd just shoved in the mag. But the Canik didn't care. Every round fired, slide never hesitated, trigger stayed smooth. I finished the run almost in disbelief. It would be easy to call this reliability, but it felt more like the gun was forgiving a mistake I had no business making. Relief set in, but something else came too. Am I getting reckless? Trusting gear to cover my own shortcuts. Bad habits creep in fast when a pistol lets you get away with anything. A pistol that shrugs off bad ammo is rare, but maybe that's how bad habits start. And that's where my bonus pick comes in. The only gun that forced me to reset everything I thought I knew about trust and survival. Last year, not every test happened at the range. I remember sitting at home, coffee in hand, an old wrist injury acting up, fingers stiff and grip weak. A friend was there, someone who's seen me at my best and worst. We joked about how even a mug felt heavy, let alone racking a slide or handling a full-size pistol. The FN 509 Tactical sat on the table between us. Overbuilt, built for chaos, big recoil spring, heavy-duty everything. With a half-numb hand, I picked it up. The slide moved easy. The gun felt solid, and even with my grip shot, it cycled like nothing was wrong. Magazine changes, quick function checks. It shrugged off the lack of strength and coordination, just kept working. It was almost unsettling. The gun covered every weakness, made up for what I couldn't do, like the hardware was picking up the slack. But when the coffee cooled and the conversation faded, a strange doubt set in. What happens when your own body is the failing part, not the pistol? The 509 Tactical can forgive injury, pain, shortcuts, but some days, survival means knowing where the hardware ends and your limits begin. That's the truth nobody sells. Specs and hype might get you in the door, but they never saved anyone when things got rough. I've got scars from guns that looked good on paper and quit the moment life got ugly. The only reason I trust the pistols on this list is because I've seen what happens when the stress test isn't just a YouTube drill, but the kind that makes you rethink every safe bet you ever bought. I know there's somebody watching who's still chasing the right answer. Maybe still stuck with a regret that won't go away. Don't keep that story to yourself. Drop it below. Somebody else needs to hear what worked and what failed. I'm Steve, and even after all this, trust still feels like a moving target. Stay sharp.